This video is brought to you in collaboration with WoWhead.com. Hello everyone! After a sick recap in-game, we come back into the War Within pre-event. Khadgar has sent Illyria Windrunner on the hunt to find out more about the Dark Heart and the so-called Harbinger. Turns out that it's Xal'atath pulling the strings behind the scenes, potentially wanted to bring the same fate to Azeroth as to what happened to Karesh, homeworld of the Ephirios. Potentially want to have a world devoured by Dementius the All-Devouring. A problem, to be sure, but while that's going on, across Azeroth a song rings out. Never before has she called out so strongly to us. And despite the radiance of these visions, they fear that there's a dark reason that we're getting them. Thrall, Jaina and Anduin have followed the voice to Silithus. Anduin coming back after a self-imposed exile, trying to deal with the trauma that he went through with the Shadowlands. Time to find out more, time to find out what Azeroth wants from us. And who better to ask than her speaker, Magni Bronzebeard. The former king of Ironforge underwent an ancient titan ritual, all the way back with the Cataclysm, to also communicate with the lands. Back then, they didn't know Deathwing was coming or what was happening to the world with the Cataclysm, so to get answers, the king stepped up. Instead of just communicating with the lands, he became one with it. The King of Diamonds, trapped under the mountain, until Legion, where he woke up again and joined us on our adventures. The speaker was her voice, guiding us to the return of the Titans, and stop the coming of Sargeras, to then save her by healing the wounds caused by the Dark Titan stabbing the world. The near impossible we managed to do, cleansing the world of its old god infection. She is stronger than ever, but what about poor old Magni? The day was saved and a victory earned, yet he is still stuck in this form, unable to feel the touch of his kin, and the rift that has existed between him and his daughter, now also added with his grandchild Dagran, it's only growing wider.
Magni, we've been trying to
If this is about the visions, I'm nae interested. Leave me alone.
Azeroth needs its speaker, and so do we.
He hasn't spoken to Azeroth for years. At first, because he didn't feel the need for it. Then he realized he had started to resent her for leaving him like this. And now, he's not sure if he can. But the stakes are high. We need to know what this Radiant song is trying to tell us. The speaker shall try to listen.
Speaker of Azeroth! She hasn't been speaking to me. After all I gave, she left me like this, unable to feel the warmth of my kin's embrace. So, let's be clear. I'm doing this for all of you, not for her. Azeroth, speak to me! What are you trying to tell us? I can hear her voice! I can see it! The place she's calling us to!
Where, Magni? Where must we go?
It's called...
Magni!
He's alive, but barely.
Magni's overwhelmed, just before he's able to tell us where we're gonna go next in the expansion. The wounds are beyond Anduin's knowledge, so we take him to Dalaran to consult with the mages. There he's gonna be knocked out for a while, and for those that love their lore, you can stay a while and listen to learn more about Moira's and Magni's history.
Now, listen, you old coot. I know you always meant right by me. You didn't know that I chose to stay with the Dark Irons, that Dagran and I were in love. Whatever your intentions were, my husband died because of you. I hated you for taking him from me. My anger built a wall neither of us could ever get through. And now, we may never get the chance. But my son, my little Dagran, he needs you. I guess so do I, loath as I am to admit it. You were never the best father. But you can still be a good granda. So please, wake up.
Magni sent out heroes, back in Classic, to save his daughter from the Blackrock Mountain. She had been kidnapped by the Dark Iron Dwarfs, but little did the king know that his daughter had actually fallen in love with the emperor of the Dark Iron clan. From their love, there came a child. And then her husband was brutally executed by these so-called heroes. You might recall seeing Moira lead Ironforge with the Council of Three Hammers, and her baby boy right next to her. Now, Dagran Fauduzon II, he's a little bit more grown up, and his recent short story, The Lilac and the Stone, it sets him up as the potential future leader of all the dwarves. Still, a bit of growing up to do, of course, not to mention those family ties that need to be bridged. Can't be easy having your granddad be responsible for the death of your father.
Hope Grandad's alright. I never got to spend much time with him.
Don't worry, lad. Magni's made of stern stuff. Pardon the pun.
While we wait for Magni to hopefully wake up, Azeroth has grown agitated. Past events are being remembered so hard that the threats of old are real dangers once more. This is the pre-event for leveling up alts, or gathering catch-up gear, or get some rewards. Mounts, pets, bags, transmog, and upgradable gear are rewarded and can be purchased with residual memories. At the moment, there are 3 zones in which we see these memories come to life. And right now, the waiting time between events is quite extensive. I expect this to be shortened soon based on the feedback, if not Azeroth remembering harder and harder. The zones right now are Searing Gorge, Dustwallow Marsh, and Dragonblights. The first 2, so Searing Gorge and Dustwallow Marsh, they relive moments or quest lines from World of Warcraft Classic. Memories of Hagar or South Shore versus Tara Mill. Putting back the pages of the Green Hills of Stranglethorn, or bringing crystals to the pylons in Ungudo, or gathering spider eyes for Swamp Eye Jarl. Dragonblight, as you might have guessed, that is remembering moments from Wrath of the Lich King. Moments like fighting Keeper Thorim, or saving Murloc Tadpoles, or Wilfred Fizzlebang messing up while summoning Jaraxxus. Azeroth remembers some of the moments that took place upon her surface. Now it starts off with a massive major memory blob which then splits up into 6 events. The boss then spawns after these 6 events have been cleared. In Searing Gorge, we fight the memory of Ragnaros, the Firelord, the M-boss of the Molten Core, reporting our success to the memory of Duke, which is Duke Hydraxxus, the one who allied with us in our battle against Ragnaros in Classic. In Dustwallow Marsh, we fight the memory of Onyxia, the black dragon who had infiltrated Court of Stormwind back in Classic. Reporting our success to the memory of Forgotten Hero, titled Marshall, so I'm assuming that this is Marshall Windsor, who exposed Onyxia for all to see. In Dragonblight, we fight the memory of the Lich King, reporting our success to Echo of the Silver Hands, Tyrion Fordring. Khadgar wonders if there's a common thread, a connection between these moments. The overall memories are a bit random, and they come across as highlights or hits of the time period, right? Things that people can look to and go, oh yeah, you remember, I remember. But then the M-bosses, Ragnaros, Onyxia, and the Lich King, they do have somewhat of a connection to our heroes gathered, or maybe a connection in the background. Ragnaros the Firelord was summoned into the world by Emperor Fauduzon during the War of Three Hammers. He did this by accident, his spell work a bit influenced by the death of his wife Modgut dying in grim battle due to the betrayal of Xal'atath. Back then, she was still in the blade and she abandoned Modgut at the worst possible moment. Ragnaros would enslave the Dark Iron Dwarfs, and their line would eventually kidnap Moira, daughter of Magni. The love, the child, the murder followed, and then Moira manipulating events from within the mountain to get rid of Ragnaros and any threat that would stand in their way. Onyxia is the daughter of Deathwing, and Deathwing was full-on corrupted by the Old Gods. We would see the Old God N'Zoth signing his paychecks with the Cataclysm. Millennia before that, Neltharion would already hear the whispers and slowly surrender himself to the darkness, crafting powerful relics like the Dragon Soul, but also the trinkets that has been revealed to be the Dark Heart, that thing that Illyria was asked to hunt down. On top of that, Onyxia once stood within Stormwind as Lady Katrana Prestor, but upon her reveal, kidnapped Anduin back to her lair, where she would be struck down. Then, Arthas the Lich King, who does not have an obvious connection to Xal'atath or the Void. We do know that he has a lot of history with Jaina Proudmoore, and there's the similar path that Anduin was put on by the jailer. There was, however, this really old speculation which used to connect the old god Yogg-Saron to the Lich King, a connection that was created through the use of Serenite to build up Icecrown. Serenite being the blood of the old god Yogg-Saron. Within Yaksharon's mind, during the fights, we were also shown different events, like the creation of the Dragon Soul, and as I just explained, that is steeped in Old God's influence. So it's interesting that, within his mind, we would also see a moment connected to the Lich King.
Here in life, Shul-Anag, he will learn, no king rules forever, only death is eternal.
Maybe it's Azeroth reacting to the memories of those in her chamber, right? Anduin, Jaina, and Magni, they were definitely covered. But then I find it hard to connect Thrall to these moments. Or maybe it's connecting Xal'atath and Old God influences. The Radiant Song, being afraid of what is to come, with two of them having a very solid foundation with Void Trickery, while the Lich King is a big old maybe. And that is the pre-event as we have it right now. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Say that you want more details on all the things we talked about today, or you want to read up on it in your own time, check out the related WoWhead article in the description down below. You can also subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time, see ya!